Good morning and welcome. I've been living out of this Tesla Model Y for about 6 months, and I've been sharing some of the experience here on YouTube. Although I have had my YouTube account for probably over 3 years, and I've put out about 150 videos. So today I'm going to share with you exactly how much I've made on YouTube, how much YouTube, Google, how much money they send me. I'll do a breakdown of maybe a few different videos and some of the analytics, and I'm hoping this helps you decide if you want to start your own YouTube channel, or if you already have one, maybe it'll give you kind of better ways to monetize your content and create more of a strategy. And I am just on a Forest Service road here. I've been sleeping here. There are a lot of free kind of places throughout the US to boondock or sleep out of a vehicle. And there are a few cars not too far off and some cows moving in. Maybe they're gonna make me part of their herd, or I might have to move. Now, before we jump on into a hands-on look at how much I make and YouTube analytics, I'd really appreciate it if you just tap that like button because that helps me out as a small creator. And if you want to see more of my content, feel free to subscribe. I would really appreciate it. And if you think this is really interesting, feel free to share it with other people as well. So let's go ahead and dive in and get a hands-on look. You can see there are two separate YouTube apps, the standard one on the left for viewing YouTube videos, and then the one on the right here is YouTube Studio. It's also free for creators. Now the first page you're going to see is the dashboard. It shows you the total subscribers you have. I have over 5,000. Thank you to everyone that has followed along. And below there you'll see some top line channel analytics. I have 29,000 views. This is over the last 28 days. People have watched over 500 hours, and over that time, just 66 new subscribers. And my estimated revenue is about $70 for 28 days, which I'll do a deeper dive there. And also, I was hesitant to monetize YouTube initially because I knew watch time would go down. But Google, YouTube, of course, wants to make money, so I'm sure they have some ways to kind of counter a drop in average view time. Plus, a little bit of money here, it doesn't hurt while I'm not working. Pays for a coffee or helps me charge my Tesla a little bit. Here, we'll jump into the Analytics tab, and here are those same numbers over the last 28 days. It'll show you top content over the last 28 days. And on a desktop, you can do different times to see what content has done well over different time frames. And here, this shows over the last 48 hours, I've had over 1,100 views, so you can see some trends there. I haven't put out a new video for maybe 2 weeks, and generally when new content is put out, YouTube will give it a little boost to get enough data to see if it's worth continue showing. But let's go ahead and jump into the estimated revenue. Here you'll see it's already set to the last 28 days, $70.66. And your balance will continue to climb until it reaches above $100, and YouTube will send the creator money each month as long as your balance is over $100. So at times when my revenue has been lower, it might take 2 or 3 months before I actually get a payout. Here we'll look at lifetime as well. As I said, I was kind of hesitant to monetize once I met those minimum requirements. And the minimum requirements at the time were 1,000 subscribers, as well as a set number of watch hours. And I was hesitant because I had a video that did really, really well. And I was afraid that the watch time hours would drop below what that limit was to get into the monetization program. But I found out once you're approved, it doesn't matter if your watch time drops below that threshold, you still get to continue to monetize your channel. So although I started this back in 2019, I waited until about mid-2021, and then since I've only been making a few dollars a day. You'll see this spike was when I switched from doing financial and investing content to doing some Tesla living nomad lifestyle. So I'll break it down to the 2023. Towards the start of this year is when I picked up the Tesla and started sharing this adventure. I had a few videos that did pretty well. some higher dollar days, close to $19 back in March of 2023. And then since I'll have a few spikes here and there, making $5 or so, $6. But for the most part, I probably only average $3 a day, which I'm happy with. Going into this, I didn't expect to make any money. I just wanted to improve my storytelling and also meet a lot of cool people along the way. So I'm happy with that. So let's jump into the content tab. Here you can see just recently they introduced shorts. My most recent video was a short of my parents' dog, which it did all right. I'll go into the video analytics here. You'll see it got 1,900 views roughly, and a lot of that came all within a short time frame. Maybe in the course of 2 or 3 hours, it jumped from 55 views to 1,500 plus views, and it's been slowly climbing since then. And now this video itself has only brought on 1 new subscriber, and it's a short, which is not very long, so it's made me roughly 15 cents. And below this, on each video, you can see the audience retention. This video, on average, is watched 1.08 times. Because shorts, people are on their phones more throughout the day. They'll just autoplay, they'll loop. This is probably a little low compared to some much better content. Ideally, you want a higher average retention, and that will make it more likely for YouTube to serve up your content, because YouTube has gotten very successful creating content people want to watch and rewatch. So YouTube has found a really good way to feature some of the best content or some of the most engaging content. And here too, you'll see the real time of this short video. So although I put it out 10 days ago, over the last 48 hours, it's still brought in 26 new views. Now we'll jump to a more standard video. That one was only, I think, 24 seconds. So here's my last video about 2 weeks ago, buying a new Tesla Model Y. We'll jump into the analytics right here. And now this had 1,700 views, roughly, similar to the short video. A lot of that came within the first few days, and then it's kind of leveled out a little bit since. Actually the total watch hours, it's brought in, or people have watched a total of over 96 hours worth of this video, which is really cool to see. That these videos can take a long time to put together, so it is nice to see that people have found it entertaining and useful. This video has brought in 11 new subscribers, and the estimated revenue you can see here on this video alone is just over $11. So hopefully, as long as this video continues to be useful and YouTube serves it up to new people, it might bring in new subscribers, and the revenue hopefully climbs a little bit as well. So you can see how people are finding the video. I really haven't done much with SEO, search engine optimization, and here's the audience retention stat. So this video was 8 minutes and 53 seconds. You'll see 63% of viewers are still watching at around the 30% mark, which is typical for my channel. Ideally, you want to create better hooks, find better ways to engage people up front so they're more interested in watching the rest of the video. And the average watch time, which you see at the top right, is 36%, which is a little on the lower end. But generally, the longer the video, the lower the average audience retention. People will switch between other content. So going back here, let's go ahead and look at one more video. Let's go with my first video with the new Tesla that did really quite well. I was pretty happy with that. We'll go into the analytics. So I got 54,000 views. While that came within the first probably a few weeks of me publishing it, people have watched over 2,700 hours. That video alone brought in 344 new subscribers, and it made me $71, which you can see over its lifetime here. And average audience retention is 47%. It's a 6 minute and 30 second video. so higher than the previous one, and it still is bringing in a few views here or there. You'll see a lot of old videos, they tend to drop off. It's really hard to know what's going to work with YouTube's algorithm with what they serve up. But going a little further, let's actually go to the revenue breakdown here. So one thing you'll see RPM and CPM. The revenue for every 1,000 views, or the RPM, is roughly $1.31 for this video. And the cost per 1,000 views for advertisers is $5.81. So for some reason, the revenue seems really low on this video. RPM should be a much higher percentage of CPM, which I actually reached out to YouTube about this a few times. This video saw some weird cutoff in the payout, even though all the other stats look pretty normal, but I never heard back from YouTube, unfortunately. So generally, the longer your video and the more people watch of it, that's more time to allow for ads. And I think over 10-minute videos, there are tools for advertisers. Sometimes advertisers only want to put ads on videos that are over 10 minutes because they know that audience is more engaged in whatever the topic is. And what's really important too, RPM will generally be lower the shorter the length of the video, but also the niche or the topical area that you're in largely determines how much revenue you can make as well. If you're doing video game content, I'd guess the RPM is much lower than if you're doing, let's say, financial insurance related content, because people advertising financial insurance products are willing to pay a lot more generally than probably some video game advertisers. So each content vertical has a very different kind of advertising bidding structure. And this was just a kind of a quick look at my YouTube analytics. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know in the comments down below.